Please observe and think about this, cause I want you to get curious about this, are you? Now sit, relax, and learn about my taxonomy.
Magandang buhay! Thank you for being here today. I'm Evangeline Ramos and I'm here in front of you to talk about Bloom's taxonomy. Did you know that in 1956, educational psychologist Dr. Benjamin Bloom created a system to classify learning objectives into a series of learning domains that encourage teachers to think holistically about education? Bloom identifies three domains or categories of educational activities. First, cognitive knowledge or mental skills. Second, affective attitude or emotions. And third is psychomotor skills or physical skills. To have a better, more understanding, let's proceed to the next topic, led by Miss Dorothy Senya and Miss Sheila May Doncilio.
Good day everyone, I am Dorothy Elsenia and I will discuss to all of you about the first domain of Bloom's taxonomy, which is the cognitive domain. In cognitive domain, there are different structures based on the nature of the learning task. These are the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. It involves the knowledge and development of intellectual skills. This includes the recall or recognition of specific facts, procedural patterns, and concepts that serve in the development of intellectual abilities and skills. But wait! Did you know that there is a revised edition of Bloom's of Taxonomy? Let's hear that from Ma'am Sheila.
Good day, I'm Sheila May Doncilio. Did you know that original Bloom taxonomy has changed? In 2001, one those educator was Lorraine Anderson and a former student of Benjamin Bloom, the one who reversed the taxonomy. The reverse taxonomy focused on 6 levels. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. The reverse taxonomy is based on what we want learners to do, which is more congruent with the nature and purpose of objective.
After we discuss the original and revised of the cognitive domain under the Bloom's of taxonomy, next is, what is the difference between the original and the revised in cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy? Let's find out.
The reverse version changed the name of 6 levels. For example, the lowest level of the original knowledge was renamed and classified as remembering. It is also important to note the change from nouns to verb to describe the different level of the taxonomy. Want to understand more about this topic? Just sit back and relax while watching.
Magandang buhay everyone! Before we start our class, let's have an attendance first. Please, I don't want late here as long as possible. You must here before 10 minutes, understood? Okay, where is Mr. Lacena?
Present, ma'am. I'm already here before 2 a.m.
Mr. Laceda, our class starts at 2 p.m., right?
Noted, ma'am.
Where is Miss Isa? Can you please all of you open your cameras so that I can see you?
Ma'am, permission to present.
Okay, go ahead.
Present.
Okay, next, Mr. Lexis. Mr. Padura, are you here?
Magandang buhay po ma'am, present po.
Okay, magna cum laude. Last, Miss Jem.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, before we start our new lesson, can someone recall what we talked about last time?
Ma'am,
Okay, Miss Isa.
naririnig po ba? Okay, so our last topic is all about the conducive school learning environment, which is defined as all learning and teaching materials should be available in the classroom and should be safe and designed carefully for the students and teachers' needs. Yun lang po.
In this first scenario, the mom X used the cognitive domain, which is the category of remembering, as she let her class recall their past lesson. And that is just one of the categories in the cognitive domain. The other is understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. This domain reflects a more effective form of thinking and is perhaps more accurate. Now, let's proceed to the other next domain, the affective.
Very good, everyone. You're so attentive today, ha? Now let's proceed to our new lesson, entitled, Can someone differentiate a school from rural and urban places? What are the advantages and disadvantages?
Ma'am,
Go ahead, Mr. Laceda.
so for me, ma'am, the differences, advantages and disadvantages of a school from rural and urban places is that in rural places, teaching in these communities is sometimes hard, lack of educational resources are far from the school. Unlike in the urban places, there's transportation going to school. There are more resources. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, very well said. Who else?
Ma'am, can I?
Okay, go ahead, Miss Jem.
The advantages and disadvantages of rural and urban schools is that rural schools are sometimes left behind when in terms of progress. They can be outdated in terms of academic knowledge resources. Unlike in urban schools, they have access to greater resources like internet or places like libraries. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jem. Now you know what are the differences of rural and urban school environment.
In the scenario, ma'am, use affective domain which is valuing. In this domain includes the manner which deal with things emotionally, such as feelings, values appreciation, enthusiasm, motivation, and attitudes. The other example of affective domain is receiving phenomena, responding to phenomena, organization, and internalizing values. Now let's proceed to the last domain, which is the psychomotor or physical domain.
Now, before we end our discussion, can you construct a 5 rules and regulation you want to implement inside your classroom in a piece of paper? And please show us, ha? Who wants to show some rules and regulations of a classroom?
Ma'am,
Go ahead, Mr. Alexis.
so I have here, ma'am, the examples of my rules and regulations, and I want this to implement inside my classroom.
Okay, very good, well presented. Can you explain it? Why did you choose it?
For me, it is the best yet simple rules and regulation, especially we're teaching elementary students and all the students have a difficulties following depth or broad rules and regulation. I want an easy one and specific. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, wow, very good, Mr. Alexis. You're really a magna cum laude.
In the scene, Mom X used the psychomotor domain, which is the mechanism of basic proficiency. The other example is perception, set, guided response, complex overt response, adaptation, and origination. The psychomotor domains includes physical movements, coordination, and use of motor skills area. Development of these skills requires practice and is measured in terms of speed, precision, distance, procedures, or techniques, and execution. Psychomotor domains are especially useful for the development of children that take out of their comfort zones. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi there! I'm Shaina May Macaldo from BEd 4105, and before we end this video, can we have a small recap about what we have tackled today? Did you still remember these pictures? These pictures is the original Bloom's Taxonomy, written in 1956 by Benjamin Bloom, an educational psychologist. It composed of 6 levels: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. This one is the revised version of Bloom's taxonomy written in 2001 by Loris Anderson, the former student of Benjamin Bloom, also composed with 6 levels: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. The revised version changes the name of each of the 6 levels. Example, the lowest level of the original was knowledge and renamed and classified as remembering. It is also important to note the changes from nouns to verbs to describe the different levels of Bloom's taxonomy. And that's all for today's lesson. Thank you!
Thank you, Ms. Shaina May Macaldo, for recalling the 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Now, do you still remember the 3 domains? If not, here are those. First is cognitive domain. Involves knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. Second is affective domain. Involves our feelings, emotions, and attitudes and includes the manner in which we deal with things emotionally. And third is psychomotor domain. Includes physical movement, coordination, and use of the motor skill areas. And that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Magandang buhay. I'm Kersey Miguel.
Magandang buhay. I'm Sheila May Doncillo.
Magandang buhay! I am Shaina May Macaldo.
Good day, I am Christian Paul Flores.
Good day, everyone. I'm Jasmihara Gilita.
Magandang buhay! I'm Dorothy Senya.
Magandang buhay. My name is Cyril Andre T. Mabasa, BEd 4105.
Magandang buhay, I'm Rachel Joy Lampasa.
Magandang buhay ay Inigo F. Laceda.
Hi, my name is Mary Jane Amar.
Magandang buhay, I'm Shanami C. Garate.
Magandang buhay. I'm Evangeline D. Ramos from BEd 4105.